What is your take on China? So we had some pretty strong growth in the first quarters. What happens to the rest of the year?
Well, in the near term, the pressure is off because growth has been actually exceeding the government's own forecast. So in the second half of this year, growth may not be 6.9%, but it is going to be above 6.5%. So in the medium term, we're looking at growth rates to hover around 6.5%. But long-term structural issues remain. For example, credit risk is elevated, credit growth has been too high, and in the meantime, the central government recently convened the Financial Work Conference, which takes place only once every 5 years. So they've elevated the importance of financial risk to equivalent to national security risk. So in the coming several months, I think they will continue to tighten financial regulation, including some of the irregular financial products, wealth management products, also curbing irregular outbound investments from China. So growth rates may actually soften a little bit in the second half of this year.
But Jen, do you worry more about, if you look at the debt levels, right? This is a concern, but we've always thought that it was managed by the government so that it could be rolled over. But how much do you worry about this compared to how much you're worried about outflows of capital and what the government can do to actually curb that?
Outflows of capital actually have slowed. The peak was about a year ago. However, in the recent several months, we're seeing China's currency stabilize. In fact, it has appreciated against the US dollar this year. Also, the reserves have also stabilized. Foreign exchange reserves are now about $3 trillion. And we're seeing China's measures to curb capital flight basically becoming quite effective. So I would say in the near term, capital flows outside of the country are not a very big concern. But the near-term concern is basically the domestic economy, how China can keep the momentum going in the meantime without delaying structural reforms. So it's a fine balance.